According to a survey last year by Go Compare, approximately 33% of dog owners in Britain are either unaware or unsure of the highway code regulations regarding travelling with pets. That means more than 1.7 million motorists could be risking a £5,000 fine. Rule 57 of the Highway Code states, when in a vehicle, make sure dogs or other animals are suitably restrained so they cannot distract you while you're driving or injure you, or themselves if you stop quickly. The penalties for breaking Rule 57 vary greatly, but drivers could be issued with an on-the-spot £1,000 fine, which could be increased to £5,000 with 9 penalty points added if it's taken to court. In today's video, I've drafted in Binky to help me explain how to take proper safety precautions when travelling with your dog. Making sure pets are properly restrained not only keeps them safe, but also limits the chance they may move and distract the driver. I constantly see motorists with unrestrained animals in the car while they're driving, and I've even witnessed small dogs on the knee of the person operating the vehicle. So much for calling yourself a pet lover. There are a number of options to make sure your animal and yourself are going to be safe when driving. How Binky travels in the car is with a harness. Her small size makes this the best option for her, and she also does get a little distress when the vehicle is moving. Being inside of the car rather than the boot gives a little more reassurance. She wears a harness herself and then is either clipped into one of the seatbelt fastenings or around the head restraint. Because Binky is quite small, a short harness strap is important, so she wouldn't be thrown far in the event of an emergency stop. As you can see, even though this one is short, it's further knotted to make it suit her size. Just a little bit of further information: if you're planning to carry your dog in a front seat in this manner, you need to ensure that the passenger airbag is deactivated and the seat is quite far back to offer a little more room. This is why having a small dog on your knee in the passenger seat, even though they might be secure, is not the safest option. You might need the airbag, but it could be dangerous for your pet. Your dog might be better and safer in the boot of your car if it's a hatchback or an estate. The dog themselves might prefer to sit here, but it's very important that you still secure them using a harness or a crate. If just a harness is used, you might also require a boot gate to prevent them jumping through into the front of the vehicle. This can also help you if you're involved in a collision. I've just mentioned a crate, which, in my opinion, is the safest and most secure way to transport your dog whilst travelling in a car. They're not cheap, and you'll generally need a larger vehicle to have one, but they not only stop your dog from getting into the cabin whilst you're driving, but can also offer greater protection for your animal in the event of a serious collision. These obviously need to be installed and secured properly. Another point I'd like to quickly mention before we wrap this up is thanks to one of my neighbours who has trained service dogs. I had a little chat with her and she mentioned how important it is for puppies to be introduced to this environment from an early age. Get them used to being harnessed and caged properly and securely, making sure you add treats to make that early experience as positive as possible. It's also important to start off with shorter journeys rather than a mammoth trek to the other end of the country. I'll be interested to hear in the comments the steps that you make to make sure your dog is going to be safe and secure while you travel. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.